Alright, hey guys, this is howq Guy here. So this has been a requested video to do upgrades to the Dromida RCs here. So we're going to do a three-fer here. We've got an aluminum heatsink by Dromida. I can't remember the part name. This was from my BX 4.18 when I had it brushed, but we're going to put it on that motor. We're going to get aluminum shocks. So in order to do aluminum shocks, whoops, I best have it facing right side up. For the aluminum shocks, you need two sets of the long ones. So you need DIDC 1127 long aluminum blue BX MT SC 4.18. You need two sets of these. And you're going to need a 2mm hex driver for this whole thing. I believe this is a 2mm here, as well as assorted screwdrivers. Okay, I already took this tire off just to save some time. That was just a tire from there. Okay, so you just need to unscrew this. I believe I have the right one. Yes, I do. Okay. Whoops. And pay special attention to the order. It should go a little black looking thing, a washer, and then the screw itself. And I'll try to show that. And also we're going to install some shock springs, because the ones that I currently have are different rates. I don't know how that happened. I wonder if it was because I had a BX 4.18 mixed in with SC 4.18. And to get it off of the lower eyelet here, just pop it off. That's really all you got to do. So here we go. Try to show you that. Yeah, so there's like a little blocky thing. There's the screw, there's the washer. Make sure to not lose any of that. Come on. Alright. There we go. Okay. Also, I said we were going to do some shocks. DIDC 1117 spring long black, extra firm. I'm also using 80-weight shock oil that seems to work very well for these minis. I almost called them micros, and that is not right. Okay. I do have plans to make this brushless, but not currently at this time. Also, you might want to get a couple of these. These tend to get lost pretty quickly. So, just gonna open that up. Luckily, it's not on too terribly tight, and make sure the bladder is facing down like that. Just gotta push that in. I think they give you a little bit of oil here. Yeah, there's just a tiny bit. You want to get a paper towel and dab that off, and then just put your shock oil in there. Okay, so here we go. We're just taking a little piece of paper towel. There we go. Whoops, and it goes all over my finger. Lovely. Sometimes just doing that a couple times. That should be just about good. Alright. Or maybe not. Get it a little more. Alright, that should be good. Now I take my shock weight oil. Okay, I'm just going to move my truck off to the side for a second. Going to move this in place. Whoops, as I almost lose my screw. Alright, so then you just take it, give a couple little blurbs real quick. Alright, and then you push up on the shaft a little bit, and then you pull it down. That'll get rid of the air bubbles. Okay, so like that. Then you go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way. Okay, there we go. Then you take your cap, and I like to push up a little bit, take my cap, and screw that right on. Alright, there we go. Good compression. Alright, and like I said, we're going to put these springs on it. Okay, here we go. Get that going. Then you take this and put that on there. There we go. There's a nice rear spring. Good compression, no bubbles it feels like. And then take your little black thingy, put it behind. Okay. Then you take your screw, put it right on in like that, and then you take your 2mm driver, you just put it right back on there. And again, to get this on the bottom, you just take your thumb and kind of just press it on there, and that'll be good. And I'll come back once I've done that. Alright, so here we are. It is all complete. For this part of the tutorial, we've got the aluminum shocks, and these shocks are pretty good. I'd say order a couple of spare shock shafts, and of course that little you'll want to order a couple more of these. These tend to get lost easily if you're taking a jump or flip, or if you're at the skate park like me and kind of go willy-nilly. But on my BX 4.18, I have bent a shock shaft, but then again, that was at the skate park and that was pretty awesome. So keep that in mind. Now the next part of the tutorial, you're going to unplug your stock wire, or motor wires here, which are the red ones. Kind of hard to do when your hands are slippery and full of silicone shock oil, so bear with me here. And then what you're going to do is we are going to take the sticker off, and then we're going to put our heatsink on. We could just do it like this, but you could just put the heatsink on like that, but in order to dissipate the heat better, it's best to take the sticker off. And if you want, you can even do like a little line of thermal compound here, and it'd probably be best to deanodize this, but I don't have any proper tools to deanodize this. So we're just going to take the sticker off and put this on here and call it a day. So in order to do that, you take your screwdriver, gotta remove this cover. So there's 4 screws here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you have to unmesh your spur and pinion. So there's just those 2 for the motor. So I'm taking this cover off so I can actually see the gear mesh. You probably could do it just by feel alone, but that's a little bit tricky. And for gear mesh, I like to go by sound. I don't do the paper method. I kind of just eyeball it up and listen for the sound. That's generally how I do my gear mesh. Okay. So these starting to come up. And also another thing, this gear cover doesn't keep out 100% of the rocks, so I'd recommend putting a piece of duct tape around the holes, just anywhere and anywhere you think that you could see rocks. Definitely want to double check that with a little bit of duct tape. Now see, this gear cover came off. We're going to put it on our paper plate over here. Now, you don't need to change the spur gear or change the pinion gear. Now let's see. Hopefully I can get this out without stripping it. Come on. Let's see if a nice flathead will do it. Alright, so once we got those two screws undone, this is kind of just flapping around here. We don't necessarily need to take a scissors and get rid of that zip tie. We just need to peel off this sticker. Alright, there we go. Boom, good, there we go. This, don't need any more. Then just take your heat sink and there you go. That is how that installs. And then you should be able to just, don't even need a gear mesh. You can just probably just put your screws right back in there. So we just line that back up. And it was this size screw. What size screw driver is this? I don't know, one that fits. But then you put your two screws right back on there, 1 and 2, 1, 2. Okay, and these little buggers right here, these are kind of tricky. Okay, put that one in about halfway. And then we shall put the other screw in. Okay, so there we go. We have the motor heatsink on there now. We just did the shock upgrade, aluminum, and then we put on the new firm rear springs. And all we need to do now is check our gear mesh, and that, whoops, and down goes the newspaper and the old shock. But all we need to do now is put back the gear cover so it goes on right like this. Excuse me. I had a really sugary soda and it's kicking back at me. Alright, so we're gonna cross hatch it. 1, go to the other side, there's 2, and we'll do number 3 over here. And lastly, number 4 over here. And then we will tighten them down all the way, and all you need to do is just make them snug. You don't need to really over tighten them because then you'll strip out the plastic. Okay, here we go, there's that. And there's that. Okay, there we go. And that concludes that. Then you just need to hook up your motor wires here, and then you get your body. And what I like to do with this, I took a zip tie to this because it was getting wrapped around the wheels when I was running, and that can definitely sever your sever the wires there, so you don't want that happening. So there is that. These will keep the motor temperatures a lot cooler, as well as the upgraded shocks will allow you for easier changing. They also look much nicer. You won't have any worries about the shock caps popping off. These plastic shock caps can come off. It's happened a couple times on my BX 4.18. After you take a hard jump or a hard landing, they just kind of pop right off. That kind of stuff happens, but hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Hope to do a couple more of these Dromida upgrade tutorials. And stop by again, guys. Thank you.